It started with a win. A clean, career-defining moment. Marshawn Kneeland crashing into the end zone for his first NFL touchdown, the kind of highlight a young player replays in his head for years. But within hours, that momentum snapped. Reports described a late-night police pursuit, a crash on the shoulder, and a devastating final act authorities ruled self-inflicted. No warning. No time to process. One moment the Cowboys were hyping his rise, and the next they were standing in a locker room too quiet to breathe. Veterans looked shaken. Rookies looked lost. The building moved like the air got heavier overnight. Even fans felt it, the kind of collective silence that hits harder than any breaking news alert. Away from game days and cameras, Marshawn wasn't moving through life alone. Catalina Mansera had been there long before the NFL checks, long before the Dallas spotlight. They met back at Western Michigan, two kids trying to figure out life while chasing different dreams. She wasn't loud or attention-hungry. She built her own lane with SCN stitches, stitching custom pieces for athletes, sometimes using his number, his colors, his energy. People close to them say she noticed the cracks early. The stress, the long silences, the shifts in his mood that didn't match the public version of him. She reportedly tried reaching out for help, trying to keep him steady as the pressure stacked up. But in public, none of this showed. Marshawn smiled, Catalina worked, and they moved like a couple built on quiet loyalty, until the night everything broke. The story was already unbearable, but the next revelation shifted it into something heavier. During a tense press conference, Coach Brian Schottenheimer paused, swallowed hard, and dropped the news no one expected. Catalina is pregnant with Marshawn's first child. The room froze. Reporters stopped typing. Even the players watching from inside the facility felt the hit. A life ending and a life beginning in the same breath. It didn't feel real. Social feeds went into shock mode immediately. Fans replayed the clip, trying to understand how this stayed hidden, how Catalina carried that weight while grieving. The tragedy suddenly had another layer. A future Marshawn wouldn't get to see, and a child already becoming the center of a story bigger than football. The Cowboys moved quickly, not just with words but with action. They launched the Marshawn Kneeland Memorial Fund, a dedicated effort to support Catalina and the unborn child. The announcement made it clear, this wasn't a PR gesture. The team wanted to ensure she was taken care of for the rest of their lives, as Coach Schottenheimer put it. Fans immediately debated the fund online. Some praised the gesture. Others questioned if legacy and charity could truly mix. But inside the locker room, players felt the weight differently. Each donation, each mention, became part of honoring Marshawn's name. It wasn't enough to grieve. This was about responsibility, continuity, and keeping a promise to someone who could no longer speak for himself. Catalina finally broke her silence, and it landed like thunder. On social media, she called Marshawn her beautiful angel, recounting memories that only the two of them shared. Every word revealed heartbreak layered on heartbreak, mourning a partner while carrying his child. Fans flooded her posts with support, some stunned by the raw honesty, others moved by the glimpse into a private life now thrust into public scrutiny. Friends say she's holding herself together for the baby, but each tribute, each shared photo, reminded everyone that the loss isn't abstract. It's her life, rewritten overnight. The pain was palpable, yet she navigated it with a quiet determination that made the tragedy even more piercing. Marshawn's story didn't end with the headlines. It shifted into legacy mode overnight. The news of his death and Catalina's pregnancy reframed him. Not just as a player, but as a father he would never meet. Every post, every tribute, every memorial donation became a marker of his life beyond the field. Rumors circulated about upcoming tributes, potential documentaries, even foundation events in his name. Analysts and fans debated whether the attention honored him or exploited the tragedy. Inside the Cowboys' locker room, teammates grappled with the idea that his impact would now extend into a life he left behind, a child who carries his name, and a partner who represents the continuation of his story. The Cowboys didn't stop at statements and funds. Helmet decals appeared overnight. Sideline shirts carried his name. Moments of silence punctuated practices and games. Players leaned into each other, confronting grief and guilt that wasn't easy to name. Social media tracked every gesture, dissecting each decal, each t-shirt, each tribute as if they were symbols of accountability as much as remembrance. The team's actions broadcast a message: Marshawn mattered, and his absence would be felt in every play, every touchdown, every locker room huddle for the season. The weight wasn't just symbolic, it was personal, raw, and unrelenting. Catalina and the unborn child now carry the story forward, their lives under the public eye before they even begin. Questions linger. Will the memorial fund be enough? And can it shield them from scrutiny while providing real stability? Fans, media, and the league all have opinions, but the reality is intimate and heavy. The NFL faces renewed conversations about mental health, grief, and player support, sparked by a single tragedy. Marshawn's legacy isn't confined to highlights or stats. It exists in responsibility, remembrance, and the life he left behind. Fragile, unfinished, and impossible to ignore. Marshawn Kneeland's story has left the NFL stunned, and the shockwaves are just beginning. Make sure you hit subscribe, smash that like button, and share this video with every fan who needs to see the full story. Stay locked on Control Plus Style for everything happening off the field.